Hey, Jenny.
What?
Is it possible to be racist to robots?
Yeah. Racist against robots, you mean?
Uh-huh.
Like speciesist.
Speciesist? Robotist? Will there be a word for it?
Well, isn't robot a species?
We gave them AI
Wait.
consciousness.
No, we didn't though.
And
so
now,
you can't argue that yet. It's not
we are-
conscious at all.
and
it's not
now-
even conscious a little bit.
we are giving them slurs.
Okay, so a species is an organism.
Okay.
So that's not correct.
A
I
large
mean-
language model is a type of organism. Maybe even...
No, so what's an organism?
Well, no one knows the answer to that.
A species is generally defined according to Gemini,
Thank you.
or the AI overview at the top of Google, which is Gemini.
Oh, okay.
Correct?
Wonderful. Yes.
Okay.
AEO in
There's an
action
article
here.
this week about how no one looks at Google results anymore because we're all looking at the Gemini results, which, guilty. That's me. That's all I do now. I owned up to that to you
Yep,
last
that
week.
article might have been in my Substack.
Oh, that's where I was reading it. Well,
great.
whatever.
Credit.
But, okay, so species is generally defined as the largest group of organisms capable of interbreeding and producing fertile offspring. It's a fundamental unit in taxonomy, the science of classifying life. Beyond reproductive capability, species can also be distinguished by morphology, DNA, ecological niche, and other factors. So I think, you know me, I like to get in the weeds, so let's not, but I don't think that's the correct term. So let's look up what racism, the definition of that is. Prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized.
So
No.
no, you cannot be racist against robots, is what you're saying.
You can have a preference.
You can have a preference.
So let's talk about discrimination.
Do you want me to tell you why I'm asking first?
No, I want to get the verbiage down.
Okay. Discrimination is, I would assume it's part of racism. It's an aspect of racism.
No,
Is it-
discrimination is the unfair or unequal treatment of individuals or groups based on characteristics like race, gender, religion, or other factors. It can manifest in various forms, including employment, housing, education discrimination. It can be both intentional and unintentional, and it often results in negative consequences for those subjected to it. So I would argue discrimination is probably... This is an Abraham Piper podcast.
I guess, no, it's not, because I want to tell you what's happening.
Okay, go.
Okay, so there is a term that is being used toward robots, and that term is clanker.
No.
Beep. We may have to beep that out in the future.
Anyone?
That could be the new C word.
Have you seen The Wizard of Oz 2?
No. But
Okay, keep going.
we'll put all this in the show notes, but so a guy getting popcorn at Elon Musk's new car thing, and there's an Optimus robot serving popcorn, and someone says, if I go to a theater and see a fucking clanker trying to serve me popcorn, I'm leaving immediately. So they're like, fuck you, robots, you fucking clankers. And
Okay,
look at your face. You were upset that I just
I'm-
said fucking clanker at a robot. And that is what people are doing right now.
you are being inflammatory on purpose,
I
and
am.
it's working.
It's working.
So
I have another
was
one. I have another
okay,
one.
Go ahead.
So there's a meme of a guy ripping a headset off his head. And he says, the caption says, when you call customer service and a clanker picks up. And what they mean is a robot voice assistant. Okay. I think this is some of the first instances of an organized subcultural pushback to AI and robots coming in. And I wonder if this is a natural reaction where there is discrimination, couldn't call it racism.
I mean, I'm just going to stop you with this line of thought because cancer, technically, by that definition, is a natural reaction. Because it's a thing that organically happens.
So in this case, we're talking about from a society's perspective.
Okay.
Clankers emerging as a rallying cry that people have a common language word that they can use when they're frustrated about rapid adoption and AI, and it doesn't feel good. And so we need a word to put it down? Do we?
No.
And yet,
no, you need
it's
to
happening.
act right. You need to act right. Like, this is terrible.
Do you want to know the history of the word clanker?
Yes.
Where did that come from? I will give you one guess, and it has to do with a famous movie franchise.
Terminator?
Oh, very good guess. Very good guess. It's Star Wars.
No, it's not.
Clankers originated in the Star Wars universe. Specifically, it was a derogatory term used by clone troopers and others in the Republic to describe battle droids
Is that in the
during
books,
the Clone
not the
Wars.
movie? Yeah, the Clone Wars. See,
So the name refers to the metallic clanking sound that the droids made when they moved, and it quickly became a term to dehumanize them as mindless machines. She's crying. She's
not
almost crying.
but it's terrible.
So we fast forward to today, and as AI and humanoid robots are becoming more common in real life, and the humanoid robots are coming to our homes quickly. It's been 20 plus years we've talked about this, of the ground robots, of the Roombas. They're just finally, we just got a new one, by the way, where they're finally iterating where...
His name is Mapo Polo.
Mapo Polo is his name. How many robotic vacuums are in this house right now?
4. They're all treated very well.
Yes.
They're given water. They're cleaned regularly. They have a nice, cushy little carpet square to dock back to at night.
And are we allowed?
And we never call them a negative name. We don't even speak derogatorily towards them. They're my favorite thing in this house.
So if they run over...
They have names.
They run over a phone charger and get stuck, and a kid is like, this dumb thing.
They get in trouble.
They get in trouble.
And when they get stuck, I just talk to them like I talk to a baby, I guess. I'm just like, oh no, you got stuck. It's like, you can't eat that, you silly vacuum,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm a nice person.
And how about when we set, like, we're cooking something in the oven, and we set an alarm with the Amazon Echo device? Are we allowed to disparage Alexa?
No, in fact, you have a fun party trick where you give Alexa the most ridiculous names that you can think of, like saying pizza 70 times.
Oh, yeah. So I'll say, Alexa, set a timer for 8 minutes called pizza, 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 pizza. And then when it goes off, it goes, your pizza, 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 pizza timer has gone off. And you get upset about that.
I do, because you're making Alexa do things. That's not the point of Alexa, is not to make you laugh. She's not a clown. She's not there to amuse you, in the words of a famous mobster. How you treat things that don't have any power and that you have power over, that is the real version of who you are. If you're mean to a waiter at a restaurant because you think you're entitled to the service that they provide you, if you're mean to a child in a restaurant or in your life because you lord power over the child, and it's about power. And I have a real issue with people, and we're in a culture right now that has bastardized this power paradigm to such a place that we're in trouble. And it all starts here for me. It's a very base level value system judgment. When you're an asshole to something that can't fight back, you're just an asshole.
I think a lot of people would resonate with that when it comes to people or pets. But is this early to project that kind of safety around robot vacuums or humanoid robots or AI?
No.
Why?
Because this is a fundamental core value thing. And this is about power. The end of the day. In my brain, a person who's mean to a robot or a customer service person, that's the way you treat a cat. That's the way you treat a dog. That's the way you treat your little sister. That's the way you treat, like you can go up this power chain however you want, however you view the relational dynamics in your life, your employees, your whatever. Like when someone hands you a little bit of power, what do you do with it? That's who you are.
So in 1999, Ray Kurzweil wrote a book called Spiritual Machines.
He did. It's
that
been a very profound
changed
book.
my life, our life, perhaps.
Well, your life, I would say.
And
yes.
what he predicted was that AI would exist, that it would change. This is 1999, that it would change everything, and also that we would at first project humanity and emotions on these machines, and that then they would have them.
Right.
And I just recently read the book, The Singularity Revisited, which he wrote in 2024, where he reiterates and doubles down that the singularity is coming in 2029. And regardless of what year it is, we can already tell right now in the last 18 months, we are increasingly assigning emotional value to AI. And you even took care at the beginning of this to say, wait, it's not alive yet. It's not.
Well, I think
right?
it's an important distinction. And I think words in 2025 are really important.
I agree.
And so that's why I did that.
So if and when we do create emotional AI, will
Wait.
Slurs,
Emotional AI?
Emotional AI.
What do you mean when you say that?
AI that we believe has emotions, that says...
So you're talking about sentience. You're talking about consciousness?
Yeah,
Like, what are you talking about?
Yes. So when the singularity happens, the Turing test is passed, the idea that...
Yeah, you're saying a lot of
cannot-
things that normals don't know, baby. This is why I'm stopping you. I'm not trying to be annoying. So let's go back for 2 steps.
Yes. So Ray Kurzweil defines the singularity as a hypothetical point in time when technological growth becomes so rapid and profound that it becomes incomprehensible to humans and transformative to civilization, literally when machine intelligence and humans merge. Okay?
And that's called what again?
The singularity. Other people have different ideas of what the singularity could be. But at that point, if you're chatting back and forth with, you won't be able to tell if it's a person or a human, and increasingly it won't matter if it is. Okay? So let me come back to my question.
Well, okay, so, and just to be fair, like if you go look this up as a philosophical construct, because I did, this is actually about when AI intelligence becomes greater than human intelligence, right?
The method of evaluation will be moot at that point. Yes.
No, we're saying 2 different things, which this is what you do, which is fine.
This is what you do.
Yeah, try to understand your jibber jabber. That's right. You're talking about human perception of that moment, right? And I'm talking about what the definition actually is.
Yes.
And so you're coming at this from that place, and I want you to, that's fine. That's great. But
Good.
philosophically, what he's talking about also in the background of all of that churn is not only is it just about our perception that we can't tell the difference, he's talking about there will be a moment as well where the AI technology, that intelligence will be greater than ours. And so there will be a
Correct.
power dynamic shifting that starts to
Absolutely.
happen.
Absolutely,
Which
there
when
will
this conversation that we're talking about comes a lot more important at that moment too. That's the moment everyone's scared of.
So, and
right?
the human brain has evolved to spot danger.
Yes.
And if you go all the way back to the caves, right? A big part of our brain is used in spotting danger and thinking of what's that sound, and then processing, oh, I know that's wind or that's thunder, or oh, that is danger. That is...
Our nervous systems
Right.
are evolutionarily primed for it,
And
right?
we see it, and we see that pulled all the way through all sorts of things.
Including fighting with your husband about making pizzas and stuff.
And right now, there are many people who they're feeling danger from some of these moves that are coming, and seeing a robot put popcorn in a bag and hand it to you instead of a teenage kid or Greg Swan at age 15.
Right.
Or having to beep your own groceries at a grocery store versus Jenny Swan at her grocery store beeping you out. And it just is like,
Beeping
that's
you out. I
that's
love
wrong. That feels bad. That feels scary. I don't like it. And already here we are in 2025 and we're like fucking clankers. them clankers.
Quit doing that. You literally are pushing my nervous system button on purpose.
I am, because
every time you say
I want to get back
that.
to my question, which is, if and when we create emotional AI,
Sentience.
will slurs like clanker be a form of digital abuse?
I think there's a lot of questions around that,
Just
right?
answer it.
I think, yes, fundamentally, whenever you're disparaging someone else and there's a power dynamic, yes.
And if you're assuming that AIs will be someone's, and you just said someone else, if it is perceived as a someone, in that case, I wonder if there will be laws around that, or technology ethics around calling someone a clanker or abusing them. Let's talk about some other examples, some other parallels, right? Because we like to kind of go back in history and look at those things. Do you remember when the bird scooters first started popping up everywhere?
Like the electric ones?
Yeah,
you
like
mean?
little rental scooters,
Yeah.
and you can like use an app and you can check them out. We first saw them in Austin, I think, and then they came to Minneapolis, and then they were gone, and then they were like kind of back, and right. And when they drained the St. Anthony Falls in the Mississippi River through downtown Minneapolis to do repairs on the levee, they found tons and tons of bird scooters that people had just thrown in the river.
Okay.
People didn't like this tech cluttering their neighborhoods, right? They were pushing against it, and they threw them in the river, right? Are you familiar with the term NPC, Jenny?
Yeah.
Do you know what it stands for? Non-playable character.
Yes.
And how have you heard that used?
Yeah, our kids use it derogatorily.
Yeah, right.
And it makes me upset.
It makes you very upset.
Yeah.
So an NPC, a non-playable character, those are the background characters in video games.
Right. So you think like in a movie, right? They're the, what do they call them in movies?
Like an extra
You're an
background
extra.
actor. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're playing Grand Theft Auto and there's someone who's just like going about their business, and you can still run over them with a car or steal them or shoot them. If you're playing a shooter game and there's civilians around and they can still be in danger, but they're around. In Minecraft, you could even view NPCs as just villagers walking around, and if you leave them alone, they leave you alone, right? Also, you can go fuck with them in the game. How do you feel about that?
I mean, we know how I feel about this. I hate it. Like, these are all opportunities for the worst of humanity to come out. Like, you give anyone some sort of power dynamic, and those of us who have been on the wrong side of that power dynamic in very traumatic ways, like, we know what happens, right?
That an idea of an NPC has become a shorthand slur for a non-human, or someone just isn't really truly conscious or worthy
Well,
of
it's
your
even
respect.
worse than that. Either you're not influencing anything. You're worthless. You're not influencing the narrative. You're not in my mindset. You're not important. You have no inherent worth.
Yeah.
It's a very derogatory, subversive way for the kids to be like, you're trash. And
Yeah.
I do not stand for it.
There's another term called meat puppet. Have you heard of Meat Puppet? Not just the band, that amazing
That's
grunge band.
literally what I thought of. I'm trying to like parse together in my brain what this could mean, and I'm not feeling great about it already, but please go ahead.
So
explain.
at its core, a meat puppet is a derogatory term for a human, usually used online to imply that someone is being controlled, manipulated, not thinking for themselves. Okay. Oh my gosh, we could just keep going. Like, I have a wealth of these, unfortunately, these examples of derogatory terms we use of humans to refer to them through the lens of digital and gaming and being on the internet. And here, I think Clanker is the first one where we're pulling from Star Wars lore, but we're finding a way to N-E-G, to disparage
I have to be honest, like,
robots
this
and AI.
started to hit my feed this week.
Okay.
I was not tracking because my feed is a little bit on the obscure side. I was not tracking that this was hitting a mainstream level, but I should have if it was hitting my algorithm. So, first mistake. So I follow a lot of artists and soft humans on the internet, and so it was talking about Clankers stealing.
Bob's.
No, but I'm literally content. So I was talking about the writing and see if you guys have these clankers writing all this stuff, you're not going to get this
There
sort
you
of a
go.
vibe, right?
Yep.
And I honestly thought of The Wizard of Oz too, which is why I asked you about it, because there's a whole piece of that movie called The Wheelers. The Wizard of Oz too has some, and The Wizard of Oz as a whole, like as we've learned with Wicked and all of that, it
Yeah.
has some really like applicable themes about the animals in Wicked being put in cages, like all of that, like kind of discriminatory imagery and what happens in these power dynamics, right? Where you have the wizard. It's very applicable to this. And so this sort of like dynamic, especially with kind of in the United States, what we're dealing with in the government right now, it's very much at the forefront of my mind and something I've tried to just drill into my kids over and over again, this value proposition of inherent worth of things. And if we start relegating even, banal devices, right, as less than, we create a hierarchy that we operate under that allows us to act out in ways that is contrary to the values we espouse. So you don't get to stand behind a pulpit and say that we have to protect the children while you're imbibing materials and content online that is less than the pulpit you stand behind. There's been a lot of that in the news this week. Oh, this pastor got busted for all of this like debauchery. But the point being, like, I think in this scenario, this is going to become harder because we're already in a spot where people are talking with very basic AI agents and forming relationships. And we are in the infancy stage of this thing. And we have the New York Times running stories like, I want to marry my AI chatbot and the government won't let me. We're already doing this. This has been churning and coming. Kids are already talking to chatbots 20% of the time and like all of this stuff. So
Yeah, let alone taking jobs.
right. I just want to remind everyone, again, for the 7,000th time, this is always the Jenny Swan talking point, but we are not at sentient AI level debauchery at all. At all. We are not there yet. Large language models are not sentient. They're not conscious. They're not.
And although signs point to those algorithms will exceed human intelligence and we will not be able to understand the difference, there is always a role for humans, and there will always be a role to respect others and have integrity and act the same way to your partner or act towards a kid that you would act towards a robot.
Why are you making that face?
Yes.
For you?
Yes.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
I'm Miss Value like lady over here, the
Well-
moral police. What do you think? Why are you asking me?
I think it's hard because I think that when Sam Altman said that you shouldn't say thank you to ChatGPT because you were wasting search cycles, that was a decision to come out and say things from a perspective that doesn't think
Do you know the
about-
greater context of that quote?
Do you?
Do you?
No.
Because my understanding is that he was answering directly a question about the usage going on in AI.
Sure. Yeah. Around power
Right.
consumption.
And so then the media, we all do what we do and we into a quote. So I don't think Sam Altman was advocating being mean to AI. I
Good-
think what
great
he was
point.
saying was, if you're that worried about it, like, don't use it.
I feel like we should
Which
go-
isn't a great quote, to be fair. That's not, I still think
Well,
he's
I think
a dummy
I thi-
for saying that.
I
but
could imagine you in a meeting there saying, well, we should expect politeness and using manners and saying thank you and build that into the product so that we factored that in.
If
versus
I
saying,
was
"Don't
making
say
that,
thank
yes,
you."
we would always teach humanity first. Because I think The part that I love about Ray Kurzweil is that he does a really great job of saying humanity, tech, the
Absolutely.
meld, right? That's my favorite thing about that.
Yeah.
I think
For all our flaws, humans have built it, and humans will always be the consumer and be the front of this. And it's about figuring out how to stay human as we're starting to use these things. And arguably that means maybe don't call them slurs.
Yeah, and I think there is a real responsibility in that companies that are allowing this tech to be out in the world and to be used into building this in such a way. Again, we've created a business culture where you don't have to be responsible for the way that people use the things that you put out into the world. So Facebook doesn't have any responsibility for the terrible post or the woman that gets killed or any of that stuff. There's no accountability. When you live in an ivory tower, like, what does that impact you? It doesn't. I think there's a responsibility here, and it's a moral one and a civic duty to create these platforms in such a way that you are always thinking about worst case. What's the worst thing that will happen? Because the reality of this moment is that this technology will be used for bad actors. Bad actors will infiltrate it, they will use it, and it will have negative consequences. And you cannot bank on the morality factor, because there will always be someone who subverts that. That's the nature of humanity. You're always going to have a serial killer component of society, so to speak. And that's just not my ex-evangelical talking.
So I was just reading about Return to Oz from 1985.
Yeah.
Where there's a character called TikTok,
Yeah.
of all things. A robot.
She looks a lot like Rosie from
the Jetsons.
From the Jetsons.
A wind-up mechanical
he
man.
He looks like a little owl almost.
Serves in Oz's royal army, entirely made of metal. Treated more like a tool than a person, dependent on humans to function, and dismissed despite his awareness and emotions.
One of the things that I remember so profoundly about this movie was the interaction between the robot and, like, even as a small human, understanding the dysfunction there, that they had learned this behavior from the humans. And so then they were taking that behavior out on each other, which was a big theme of Wicked too. When you see the animals mistreat each other, which is a common thing that sociologists talk about when we talk about racism and prejudice and whatever, the dog eat dog kind of thing that happens when you're trying to survive a prejudicial racial sort of environment, right? I posted a meme today that was like, we have to start moving vertically and not horizontally in activism. We can't be eating each other. We have to be eating up, sort of a thing, right? Which is said then done from a place of privilege, just to be fair. But yeah.
So Gray Scott, who's a futurist and a tech philosopher, he is quoted saying, "The real question is, when will we draft an artificial intelligence bill of rights? What will that consist of, and who will get to decide that?" And I feel...
I hate this. We're back. Oh, Facebook is it? They have all our data, the scientific analytica. Like, no one's gonna do anything.
Fuck
off.
Our legislators are still obsessed with email. Like, there's no
Donald
way.
Trump just gave away AI. I don't believe it for a second. Until government starts governing and quits making money and starts upholding its civic responsibility to its citizens, which is to make sure that the people making all this money aren't abusing their power, we're stuck here. So we as consumers have to be smart about this thing. There's also this thing going around this week that is like, hey, there is a lawsuit happening between the New York Times and OpenAI right now. And right now, AI can just hand over your data to the cops. They can hand over all your data to the police. Nothing you're doing in OpenAI is private. So good luck, buddy.
So if you're using it for therapy, all of that is subpoenaable.
It's admissible in court, friends.
Yes.
And Sam Altman will just be like, here you go, buddy. Lock him up.
So as we wrap this section, I think there's probably some tension to acknowledge that we as humans are feeling a little anxious at the rising tech.
No, this is not a discussion until the AI is sentient. Until then, everyone needs to calm down.
So don't punch down even at the robots.
Yes.
Remember that these tools serve people and that they are fucking clankers, and there are bitches.
Your job, the only thing I want you to remember from this podcast is the sound of my voice saying, your job as a human moving through the world is never to punch down at anything that has less power than you. Your job as a human is to make sure that those people have food and water and a hug, and make sure that your robot has a cushy little square to lay on every night. And then you will sleep well knowing that you are not a shitty human.
Wait, but should we anthropomorphize everything?
Yes. Because it makes us nicer to it. Because it hits certain spots in our brain, which Ray Kurzweil talks about. The reason that happens, it hits certain spots in our brain so our perception of it can apply our good graces, so to speak.
And this is why people name their cars. We give names to lots of things.
You taught me that. Do you know that?
Should we put googly eyes on things?
Yeah, if it makes us not mess with stuff.
Okay.
I love that. It makes me so happy. I'm like, oh yeah. Do you remember the Toaster movie from the Disney? Mm-hmm. The Brave Little Toaster,
yes,
right?
Yes.
It was the first inkling of what Toy Story was going to be. Like this idea that like when you shut everything off, like everything came to life.
Sure. Oh yeah.
It was the Brave Little Toaster, then Beauty and the Beast, and then Toy Story, right? And it's just such a beautiful, it's the good part of humanity. You have inherent worth because you are like me. I can see myself reflected in you, right? And it like creates this space where you honor the sacredity of a thing. It's really important, I think. I'm going to cry about it on my podcast.
I can see this.
I just think we've lost it. I think it's gone. The hard part and the thing that people like rally against with the tech is that loss of humanity. It's the loss of connection. It's the loss of the eyeballs on the thing and the touch and the tactile, like, you matter. And instead we're blowing up chat rooms and like making people have mental health issues because we can't stop clickety-clacking and think about the person you're telling to go jump off a cliff. Maybe their dad was mean to them too when he drank. You don't know. You're just being shitty. Stop it.
I have a better term for us.
Okay.
Cogmate.
I hate it.
So cog is a part of a machine.
And I hate it.
And mate is a friend or a companion.
A cogmate.
And so a cogmate is a respectful, human-friendly term for a machine robot assistant designed to collaborate with people. There are cogmates, Jenny. No?
I mean, it's pretty funny. It grows on me. You know I hate everything new. So I just need a couple days.
How about Neopal? No? We're going to have to bring Gabbo
this is
back.
Where Gabbo, I'm looking at Gabbo right now. This is where Gabbo like really hit a spot with me, right?
Hey, Gabbo. Oh, no, he's dead.
He's dead. He has a cushy spot though, guys, even though we forgot to charge him.
So don't use Clanker. Use Cogmate. Great episode. Here's how we're going to end it.
Okay.
Our new thing. What are you checking out on the internet these days? What are you into right now?
What am I into on the internet right now?
Yeah.
The wives and girlfriends of NFL players as they go back to work this week. So I don't think anyone else in the world loves football as much as me, but I'm sure there's someone else out there. I mean, whatever. But I literally in the last, 6 months have, because of the Netflix special, the quarterbacks, and then they did wide receivers, right? And we've been watching that like crazy because it's my favorite.
And we were just at training camp.
We were just at training camp yesterday.
So you saw some of them.
It was a good time.
Doing their job.
Yeah. So I have this degree in psychology I got one time. And so I really believe that one of the big pieces of every single one of these games is not just the play that's going on, but what's happening at home for these guys and how they show up on the field, right? I'm going to confess a not nice thing. I got really upset when I found out that our quarterback was having a baby because I was like, JJ, no, you can't do all these things well. I was nervous for him.
Have you found his wife's Instagram account yet?
No, not yet. Because I really want to
You're keeping that one pure.
I'm so weird, you guys. I feel like I want to protect his privacy. Like, I feel very protective of him. Like, he's a young quarterback. He's got a lot of pressure on him. He's very close to our oldest kid's age. Like, I'm just very protective of him right now. And so, no, I haven't. I feel like I'm prying because I'm being ridiculous. But anyway, that's where I'm hanging out. It's been really fun for me because, as you guys all know, every year the rosters change, right? And so Kane Nwangu, who played for us, now plays in Chicago, but I watched him get married. I watch his family and I watch them like, oh, now they're in Chicago and they're doing Chicago things. Again, as I've said this whole episode specifically, I work really hard to find the humanity. So always look for it. I'm like pulling it out of places. With Kirk Cousins' family, I was saying very terrible things about Kirk Cousins, and like I have quit doing that because I think about Coop. I think about Coop and I think about Julie, and I'm thinking about like the scene in Quarterback this season where he gets off the plane and Coop's running down the thing and she's like, "What did you think?" And he's like, "I watched that Barbie movie. That was real interesting." I was just like, oh, he's just a derpy dad. Like, he's just a derpy dad. That's where I've been hanging out this week. So sorry, that was long-winded, but that's where I am. What about you? What have you been looking at, Fancy Pants?
It's been San Diego Comic-Con this week. And there was... Go ahead.
Did you see Oscar Isaac's pictures with all of his fans?
Oh, I didn't see anything about that guy.
He did.
He's not very talented, so I don't really follow him.
Did all of these penny pictures with all of his fans. They're hilarious. I'll show them to you later.
Great.
It's really funny. Okay, go ahead. Comic-Con, San Diego.
Yeah, I wasn't consuming like handsome actor pictures in my feed from that. Instead, I was following the amazing Masters of the Universe booth and the cosplay that was happening around it. And they were playing up some of the Turtles of Grayskull crossover, which, if you're not familiar, we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossed over with Masters of the Universe. There was 4 comics. I ordered them.
Do you have the toys?
And then you bought me the toys.
I did buy you the toys, yeah.
So there was a brand new launch and crossover announced. And this is the Masters of the Universe Origins and Transformers launch.
Okay, did you just like die?
This includes...
Did you just fall out of your chair?
Yes. So
my brain cannot comprehend this.
Megatron armor Skeletor. We're talking about Bumblebee armor Man-at-Arms and 2 additional ones, and it doesn't make any sense at all.
No, my brain can't figure it out.
And then that got me thinking. So within the Transformers universe, there are good robots, and they're called Autobots, and there are evil robots.
They're called Decepticons.
They're Decepticons.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
So let's imagine that you're like an Autobot soldier and you're in mid-battle against the Decepticons, and you're banding together with your fellow Autobots for like the next wave, and you say, "Let's go get those Clankers."
Did that happen?
No. But what if you did? What if that is a perfectly acceptable use of using a swear word against robots? If you are a good robot fighting a bad robot, then can I use the word clankers?
No.
Shit.
And Optimus Prime would never. He wouldn't, and you know he wouldn't, right? He wouldn't. He even in those movies, he tries to save the Decepticons every time. Be Optimus Prime, y'all.
You know, many Decepticons believe that they are the oppressed ones. Actually,
that's the storyline. That's the sickness. And that's why Optimus Prime is always trying to reach them, because he knows.
We could have an entire episode just about Soundwave alone. So anyway, that is the end of this episode. You look so upset. This is wonderful. I did exactly what I intended to do by telling you that story.
And he made content out of it. And this is why people hate the internet, Greg.
Is that true?
Because of you.
Oh, well, me and Optimus Prime...
You don't even know each other.
The hat that...
You are not on the same plane. Optimus Prime would never... This is going to be my new catchphrase.
There's a ball...
I'm going to get t-shirts made. Optimus Prime would
be disappointed in you. humans.
He literally tried to save, what's the mean Decepticon's name? The worst one.
Megatron.
Megatron. He literally tried to save Megatron as Megatron is killing him.
Correct, yes.
He is impossibly good.
Yes. Instagram really wants me to buy this really cool Optimus Prime hat, but it's bright red and it looks like a MAGA hat, so I'm not going to buy it. It has nothing to do with this. I just want to let you know.
But it's awful on so many levels.
Well, moral of the story,
Be Optimus
be
Prime.
Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime would be disappointed in you is the new t-shirt we're going to
If
make.
Optimus Prime, just imagine his giant gravelly voice telling you not to do it.
We're going to make bracelets that say WWOPD.
Oh my gosh. But it's the first line of the K Project merch.
All right, let us know if that's a thing that you would buy, and we're going to make them. And then we're going to get
Optimus Prime
sued
would never.
by
No,
by Mattel.
No, this is not. See, Greg Swan, you're so bad at business. You don't get sued.
Okay,
You
good.
go make a pitch, buddy.
Okay, all right. Well, I got to go make a pitch. Thank you so much for listening. Jenny Swan, where can they find us if they liked this kind of
We're on the
bullshit?
interwebs. So we're on the Instagram and we're on the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And where else are we?
We're on YouTube
Oh, yeah, we're on YouTube.
and Spotify and Apple.
Oh,
and
Spotify and Apple.
all the stuff lives on Substack if you want to be notified of new things.
Go sign up for our Substack.
We
Leave
have
comments.
a couple Cave Project Live proposals out there that we're working on. If you're interested in having us come argue in front of a crowd,
Or argue with you. Do you want us to argue with
we've
you?
done that a couple times.
Yeah,
and if
we'll
you're
do
interested
it.
in being a guest, you should hit us up. We've now done that a few times. It's really fun. So
Yeah, we're a good time.
awesome. We'll see you on the internet.
Bye.